We're recording. So, hey everybody, welcome to the call. I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about sharing the executive leader program with you. Now, I know it's really confusing. Isagenix calls this the ELP, and we also call the executive leadership pools the ELP. So, you just have to pay attention to know who's talking about what. I think there was a lot of people at Top Achievers when they announced this and they said they were going to talk about it later that thought, oh, it's the leadership pools, and kind of, went right past. I'm like, wait a minute. So this program is awesome. And those of us who have been at Top Achievers in past years have been offered this program. And normally it was for people that went to Top Achievers. You got the gift of what I call the golden ticket. I was talking to John Raines today. I said, can we rename one of the programs? Like, seriously. I said, how about I call it the golden ticket. He said, I love that. I said, I know, right? So normally it's been always offered at Top Achievers. And this year they've made a lot of really great changes to the program. They've made, it's one of the things I love about this company is that they do plan, do, review. And when something isn't quite working the way they think it should be working, they change it. They've made a lot of changes to this program for the better. Just take my word for it. And so I'm going to launch right into it. Can you see it? You can? Okay. Okay, so I call it the golden ticket. And what this is, the purpose of this golden ticket program is the ELP empowers you to help individuals with significant potential find their home at Isagenix by offering a cycle match opportunity. And specifically, I'm going to try to put this in context for you. So as we go through the specifics of the program, you actually, you kind of have a frame of reference for it. So I think one of the main purposes for this is for you to be able to take the Isagenix opportunity to other network marketers. So I think that's probably one of the ways this program came into being, is that they wanted to be able to attract network marketers to the company by giving them an incentive to ramp up and get started quickly, right? And so, but that's not the only person or people or prospect candidate that is appropriate. It's going to be any go-getter who you see has the potential to just rock this. You're able to offer them some extra incentives and show them a way that they can really ramp up their income quickly. So what are the steps? Does anybody have any questions about that? Like this is an interactive call. This isn't training. So I want to make sure you understand this. I've spent a lot of time working with corporate to iron out the details and make sure I'm crystal clear so that I could then train and make sure that you're crystal clear on all of this. So if there's any questions along the way, just unmute yourself and stop me, okay? So we make sure we get them handled, or there's time for questions at the end as well. So what are the steps? In order for you to be a sponsor and offer this golden ticket to somebody, you need to qualify to be a sponsor. This is the timeline. You qualify to be a sponsor, and we'll go over that in a minute. Your candidate qualifies for the ELP, and we'll go over that. Then your candidate applies for the ELP program. Your candidate begins earning ELP cycle matches upon acceptance, and then you find another candidate and start the process all over again, right? So in order for you to be a sponsor, this is what you need to do. The qualification period is June 11th to May 31st. During the qualification, you must come in with or achieve the recognition rank of 2-star Golden Circle. You have to reach 20 organic cycles for 2 commission weeks, and you need to be paid as executive for 2 commission weeks, but they don't have to be the same 2 weeks, just like top achievers, right? So they don't have to be simultaneous. You can do 20 cycles 2 weeks, and you can do executive 2 weeks. Obviously, course, would like for them to be the same 2 weeks. They want you to be earning pool. They want you to be active as a 2-star at the executive rank, but they don't have to overlap. Okay. Once you qualify as a sponsor, you can offer, this is what you can offer. You can offer 2 golden tickets. I'm going to call them golden tickets. You can offer 2 golden tickets, and they would be a 12-month cycle match. You can offer 4 golden tickets that would be a 6-month cycle match, or 1 12-month and 2 6 months. Got it? In order for your candidate, for your prospect to qualify for the golden ticket, Kim Connolly, can you mute out? And can somebody, Robin maybe, or somebody, can you mute everybody out? If possible. So your candidate's qualifications. Can everybody mute themselves out? I can't see where the noise is coming from, and I don't want to stop them.
Dawn, I don't have it. I don't have mute.
Okay. I think we got it. So your candidate's qualifications. They have to join Isagenix between June 11th, 2018 and May 31st, 2019. They can't be a pre-existing enrollment. They can't have enrolled before June 11th. They also cannot have been previously enrolled with Isagenix. So they have to be brand new to this company. They must achieve at least one of the following ranks: either director within 30 days of enrollment, or executive within 60 days of enrollment. After qualifying with either of those 2 qualifying conditions, the candidate can apply by submitting an application to executive program at isagenixcorp.com. However, your candidate cannot submit their application if you're not qualified to be their sponsor. You understand? So you have to have met those qualifications. However, the qualifications I reviewed earlier. However, you don't have to meet those qualifications prior to enrolling them. You have to meet the qualifications of a sponsor prior to them submitting their application. So you have a window, right? So if you're not quite there, if you're not quite at 2-star and executive and you haven't met their qualification, but you have a big fish on the line, you can still enroll them and they can still be eligible for this program as long as you meet the requirements before they're ready to submit their application. And that's not stated anywhere in anything that you've seen so far, but I did get clarification on that from John Raines this week.
So Dawn, you don't need to, can you go back to that slide? You don't need to choose somebody. Like if I enrolled somebody on June 20th, I don't need to say, and she hasn't done anything yet. I don't say, she has to meet number 2 on there before anything happens. It's not like you're giving them this golden ticket and then they do nothing and then you kind of blew that. Is that
right? And that's how it used to be.
Okay.
That's the change they made. It used to be that you had to, within 2 weeks of enrolling your person, decide that they were going to be your you were going to offer your golden ticket, and then you filled out the application for them. And then when they did nothing, you know, your opportunity was lost. Well, now they have to prove themselves first, right? And so you can if you've got people that you've enrolled since June 11th and you're already qualified, or you think you can qualify as their sponsor quickly, tell them about this program and say, hey, sister, you've got 30 days from date of enrollment to get to director, and you could qualify for one sweet heck of a deal, right? But choose carefully, because you get 4 6 months, 2 12 months, or 1 12 month and 2 6 months. And we'll talk, if somebody could, Tara, if you could remind me that to address that in the questions, you know, which one would you do? Which one would you recommend? We'll talk about that then.
Dawn, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So if someone, let's say someone was a 2-star in their previous time, but they aren't currently a 2-star or they aren't currently an executive, once they hit 2-star and have been executive 2 weeks, are they good for the rest of their time ever, for like until May 31st, 2019? Or do they have to re-hit it themselves to qualify?
My understanding is, so we're talking about somebody who last year was 2-star golden and isn't currently, right?
Correct.
My understanding is as long as you have achieved the rank of 2-star golden
Ever?
then during this qualification period, you just have to hit 20 twice and be active executive twice.
But you don't have to hit that during the June 11th to May 31st. You could have already done it.
You do have to.
You do have to re-hit it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now this is the part you guys are going to be blown away. You're going to be blown. It's insane. So your golden fish, Joe Goldfish, Joe Big Fish, sorry. Joe Big Fish comes in, he hits director, he puts his application in, his application gets accepted, and the next week he earns 5 cycles, right? And plus now he's like, think about it, he's playing in the pools too. He gets 5 cycles. With this system, he's going to get a 1.5 times match. So he's going to get paid an additional 8 cycles, which is insane, right? So he'll make 13 cycles that week. And if he's executive, he's going to make a 2 times cycle match bonus. So if he earned 5 cycles, he's going to get paid 10 more cycles for a total of 15 cycles. So that number doesn't look big, but think about if Joe Big Fish hits 20 cycles, like really ramps up and goes for it and hits 20 cycles in his first whenever during this program, he's going to get paid 60 cycles that week. Because it's with, earn up to 50 matching cycles and 40 would be under the 50. So 20 plus 40, 60 cycles. That's some juice, right? So here's some other important information. This is
Dawn, just a second. So if they do hit that 60 cycles, does that count? Like, do they get like the 3-star bonus?
No, I don't think so.
No,
that's a good question. And I didn't cover that. So Tara, can you shoot me that in a message and I will
yep.
about that. I don't think so, but possible. I'll find out. So this can only be gifted, the golden ticket can only be gifted to the sponsors personally enrolled. So the sponsorship is non-transferable. Your candidate cannot have an existing interest in another Isagenix position. Candidates are not guaranteed acceptance. And I believe that's just because I think it's at the sole discretion of Isagenix. And I think that's when they do their due diligence after they get the application, as long as it's clean. I can't imagine them saying no, but just understand, if there's, if they do find they have another existing interest in another Isagenix position or some other funny business, I would imagine, but that clause is in as part of the flyer, that they're not guaranteed acceptance. But I would think it would take something odd for them to deny them. The candidate participant must maintain an active rank of manager or above, or else the cycle match will end and the participant will be removed from the program. Now, if any of you looked at, a couple of you, I sent the flyer that John Raines had sent me. There was a typo in that also talked about them having to stay active rank of executive, and that's incorrect. So I don't remember who I sent it to, but there's active rank of manager. I went over this with John Raines about 2 hours ago. They do not have to maintain the active rank of executive. Of course, they're not gonna, and at that point, if you think about it, they're gonna be treading water, right? They're still in the program, they're still eligible for a cycle match, but they won't be getting any cycle match because they're just a manager. It's only if they're director or executive that they're gonna be getting that cycle match, right? And then participants accepted into the 12-month cycle match must achieve recognition rank of 1-star golden circle or above within 6 months of joining the ELP, or their match will be discontinued. Questions, comments, or ideas? Let's take questions first, and then let's brainstorm how we can use this. Carrie, I'm waiting.
I asked mine. I'm pretty clear on it now, but I've had some experience from the past, so I'm sure there's other people who are confused.
You have had experience, but there are some significant changes, like for the better, right? This is way better than.
Yeah, I didn't even use mine last time because it was.
Yeah, but now that the person, yeah, it's really good. Who else?
I have a question, Dawn.
Yep.
So we have either 2 12-month or 1 12-month and 2 6-month.
Or 4 6-month.
Or 4 6 months. So we have to make that decision. We make that decision when they're applying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
And what, maybe this is a strategy question. What would make us decide to give somebody the 12-month, the 6-month over, or the 12-month?
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So one way of looking at it is, if you're trying to attract another network marketer, right? They're going to know that it's going to take them more than 6 months to get ramped up, right? I mean, they'll work hard and they'll get going, but they're going to know that it's not necessarily easy. And so if you're trying to attract a top earner from another company, I would probably offer them the 12-month. I would say there's a 6-month and a 12-month. I'm going to offer you the 12-month. If it's someone who doesn't know any better, right? I would say if it's a business person, an entrepreneur, a go-getter, somebody who doesn't really have a lot of experience with compensation plans or network marketing, I would say just offer them the 6-month. You're offering them something, you're giving them an incentive, you're giving them a structure, you're giving them deadlines to meet and milestones they have to hit, which is good, right? And you get and then you get 4 versus 2. So that's where I am right now, but I am open to suggestions, other thoughts, what everybody else thinks about it.
I'm thinking you'll kind of know, like, I don't know. I wish I could say that I have all these people who are jumping on board and becoming executive and director quickly, but you could kind of gauge how they're running for director or executive to help you decide, and also to see how many people you have at the same time to decide, who to give what to.
Yeah, I agree, Carrie. And we've got, Mike, are you on the call? I hope Mike Janis is on the call.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we started talking about this with Mike, with one guy that showed up, and we're like, oh my gosh, we'll definitely give him we're going to offer him the 12-month ticket, whatever. And Mike's now got 3 people who are seriously talking about like bringing Isogenics to their town. And so I'm like, oh.
So maybe they have a contest, right? Or he incentivizes them. Like, there's 3 of you and I only have 2 6 months and a 1 year or something.
Yeah, first one in gets it, or first one.
Yeah, first 2 exact.
And then,
or something.
Wow, Mike. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, so I've already started that approach a little bit. So the ones that have said that they want to bring it to their town, I said, let me talk with you about the golden ticket concept. I know that launching this is important, and I do have very limited access to this, and it's something very special that is new, and I want to talk with you about it. So tomorrow I've got a meeting with Trevor, and I also have a meeting with the other guy that's bringing it to Mattoon, and I'll walk them through how special that is and that map out what they have to do. And then what I love about it is they have to reach that milestone so I don't lose a ticket otherwise, because there's so much potential with having that around. If you work hard, you can have this, but you've got to show that you're going to do the do. I think I'm honestly strategizing 4 tickets at this point, and I'm going to continue to work at it as this is an opportunity, a ticket I have that I would be willing to give to you. If you're going to bring this to the market, we'll help you become successful. Here's the roadmap to do it.
Well, and then once you've used up those 4 tickets, you're just going to have to drive Ashley's position to 20 and do it all over again.
That's the plan. And actually the way it's building now, if we have 2 and they're on each of her legs, it's going to happen, and I'll see you guys in the Bahamas.
Oh, absolutely.
So let me ask a question, Dawn. So let's just say somebody on this call, and this is just a general question, is not currently 2-star and is not currently executive, but they just enrolled this like kick butt person, and that person they enrolled's clock starts from the day they enrolled. And what if the person who enrolled them can't get the 2-star or executive 2 weeks within that 4-week period? Does that mean that ticket was not being able to give to that person?
Well, they technically, in theory, okay, so 2 things, two or 3 answers. So you're assuming they hit director in the 30 days.
Yes.
Because possibly they don't hit director, but they hit executive in 60 days. So it's possible that as the sponsor, I actually have 60 days, not 30 days. And there's also the 2 weeks that they have to submit the application. So in theory, if they're working with you and you're trying really hard to gift them a golden ticket, then you tell them go director X or go executive X, and then wait 2 weeks to get the application. Give me time to earn this ticket for you.
Okay.
Did that answer the question?
Yeah, you can get really lucky and get 1 on each side, then you'll definitely get there.
That's my plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm thinking 2 on each side would be great, but we'll see.
Nice.
So I think that here's what I love about this, and think about it. So, I mean, you enroll anybody who's even has, maybe even they're not even raising their hand to be a business builder necessarily, but you put this out there to every single person that enrolls. Oh, hey, just by the way, I know you're probably not even interested in the business. Most people aren't, just want to use the product. But I have this golden ticket program that I want to make sure you know about, because as soon as you enroll, your clock starts ticking. And, I know that this is a lot of information, but I want you to know there's this golden ticket program. So if you have any inclination that you may want to at some point build this business, there's a timeline you need to be on to win this golden ticket. So let me know if you want to know more about it. So you're now having a business conversation, waving your little golden ticket around that you might not have had otherwise. And the company is dictating their path and their speed. It's not you pushing them. It's not them going, well, so I'll go, I am going to do the business, but I'm going to do it, next month, next year, whatever. It's a plan they either do or don't, right? And I think that's a beautiful thing, because then you know right away what you're working with. And I think that does that make sense, Sandra? That makes sense, right? Well, I asked Sandra because you're the one I can see right now on my screen.
No, yeah, I agree. I think that now that last year we couldn't do that because we would have to set them up, with it and then pray that they turned out to be our superstar. But now that we don't even have to make any kind of commitment, they have to do the do, as Mike was saying. I say, why would you not bring it up to every single person that you enroll? you know, and I would even put a number to it, maybe even I'd have to do some calculations, but say, so what I'm trying to tell you is when a normal person would make this money, you would make this. So instead of cycles, because at this point they're new, they're like, what is a cycle? Instead of 5 cycles equaling 13, was that the number? I can't remember. I'm terrible at math. Put it into actual dollars.
5 equals 13.
As direct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would put it into actual numbers. And then, you run with them and you say, I can help you. How much time do you have? And then you go through the normal coaching. But yeah, I think this is great that there's up to 4 of them. I had a question, Dawn, really quick. Did you find out, I know I asked you this and you were going to put on your list of questions for John, if we can use this internationally?
I messaged you. It's U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico.
So we cannot enroll somebody in another.
It's up to what he said is it's up to the GM in each country specifically whether or not they're going to participate. So right now it's US, Canada, and Puerto Rico. So I think if you've got a specific person in a specific market in mind, then let's say it's UK, then I would just message Kevin Denham or Jonas.
Okay.
Jonas would know for most of the European countries, so he would be the one to message. And if you need his email, I have it.
Okay.
Hey, Dawn.
Yes.
So how about this? Instead of $54, since they don't understand a cycle, can we figure out the numbers on what their cycle is actually worth? So their cycle wouldn't be worth 54, it would be worth what? If they were director, or it would be worth what? If they were executive?
54 plus 20.
162 for executive.
Okay,
Right.
so we should use that to describe it instead of, you know what I mean? Because they'll understand money more than they would cycle.
Right. Instead of 54, you'll get paid 162. Instead of 54 for director, you'll get paid whatever 54 plus 108.
162.30 technically, but
What is it for director, Mike?
that's tougher math. I'll need a calculator for that one.
108 plus
it's-
27, 135.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, 135.
Okay. I think I like that kind of explanation a little bit because it's so new.
So I want to finish who do you see like having this conversation with? My version was everyone, right? In some way, shape, or form. Who do you see that you could now maybe go after that you didn't, or go to attract prospect that you couldn't before? Or who do you think, is there somebody specific you think you could entice with this? Oh, I know what I wanted to say. We have a situation right now. I'm going to assume everybody on the call knows that we have a new product line coming in the beginning of August. And the fact that we have this, that all of us, will be able to offer this, means that we could have some really meaningful conversations with people who already are in a company that sells that product line. And that would be one specific group that I would absolutely target with the golden ticket. Waving it frantically in front of their face, right? So here's the other thing that I want you to think about is that now, like all of us, I mean, I can see on this call, Jenna and Diana, and that we all have a really strong incentive to qualify for this ticket. Like, do you see that? Can you imagine how hard you're going to work to be able to qualify, to be able to offer this ticket? A couple years ago, this is the first time they've opened it out to 2-star, but even if you got the ticket at Top Achievers, you still had to qualify, and you had to qualify at the 3-star level. And I remember being working my butt off to qualify to be able to get this ticket so that I could offer it. I never ended up using it. I never found the right person that I was confident enough that I should offer it to, but I worked really hard to hit that number so that I could offer the ticket. So you're going to want to, not only for you, you're going to want to reach out to your team members and other people in your downline and tell them there's this program, this yet another reason, right, for them to hit that next level, to hit that 2-star. There's a lot of things that happen at 2-star, right? A lot of really good things that happen at 2-star.
So Dawn, I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
I think just to clarify. So if you already have like hit those, you're beyond 2-star, you're an executive, you automatically have those tickets, correct?
No, you still, as long as you've hit 2-star and you're an executive, you still have to qualify. We all have to qualify.
Okay.
But what she's saying, Jean, what she's saying is if you are cycling 50 plus times a week and you're an executive, you're qualified.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're qualified.
Oh, wait. Well, there's no all right. I just want to make sure there's no loopholes. So, okay. And then you would then, when I like your idea of talking to everybody up front, to be honest with you, I think that's how I would go about it. Because there's a time frame here. So to go searching for other network marketers might take a little time and all that. So I like the idea of the people that you're already talking to as you bring them in, just telling everybody and whoever qualifies themselves. And then they would have to first hit that rank within the 30 days or 60 days. And then you go from there. That's the process, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They have after they hit the rank, when they hit the rank, they have 2 weeks after that point to submit their application.
2 weeks after they hit got it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So if they don't hit the director within the 30 days, they still have the opportunity to hit the executive within 60 days, correct?
Yes, and if they hit the director within 30 days, they don't have to hit the executive within 60 days.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one or the other. They're both qualifiers.
They have 6 months, right? They have 6 months to hit. They have to hit executive 1-star executive within 6 months. Is that what that last slide?
Well, if they're in the 12-month gifted program, if they're in the 6-month program, it's over in 6 months anyway, so it doesn't matter.
True.
Yeah.
So Young Living, you mentioned about the oils. Young Living and doTERRA, are they a binary system?
No.
Complan? No.
I do not believe so. I'm almost, 3? What's 3? Carrie, what is that?
They have to have 3 people before they can start. And it's totally, it's totally different. It's not good.
No? Okay.
Yeah, so if you think about positioning specifically for essential oils, we've got, according to Travis, right, who ran Young Living, our oils are the similar or superior quality. We're priced at a lesser price point, just a little bit, but a little lesser price point. We've got the oils, and we have 80 other products, many of which are consumables. Now, essential oils, I mean, we've got that piece and we've got this whole other product line. So it's really, we have a lot to offer. We have a lot to offer somebody from doTERRA or somebody from Young Living when it comes to a whole expanded product line and a compensation plan that's going to blow them away, quite frankly. And you put the golden ticket on top of that, now you're in business, right?
Hey, Dawn, did they say they were going to eventually, hopefully come out with more than just 6 oils?
There's 10 of them, Carrie.
10, sorry, 10.
And then plus the 4 combos?
No, it's 10 total. 6 singles, 4 combos.
They said they were going to introduce more eventually, but it's not. We're not going to be an essential oil company, so I don't think we're going to have we're not going to have anywhere near as many as the other oil
But
companies.
it's the basics. I mean, it's the ones that most people
Big
use.
players.
Mhm.
Yep.
They said this rounds out the wellness in the, we're a health and wellness company. This is a good you know, they showed us some other, or kind of a graphic that showed us maybe a little glimpse of other things, not specific products, but other ways that the company is going. And this kind of falls into the wellness category.
And you can also, you know, this golden ticket, you also can use it to make your candidate / prospect feel really special. I mean, you can say, I mean, depending on the conversation you're having, depending on what level you're bringing them in at, you can say, I only get 2 of these tickets, or 4, you know, whatever you choose, whatever conversation you're having. And I would really like you to be one of the ones that uses it. I can gift to 2 people in a year, and I'm willing to gift to you if you're willing to be my link arms with me and run with me, right? I mean, I know Tara and Mike were in a meeting with a prospect, and we didn't have all the details, so we couldn't tell him a lot. But I think Mike, what did Tara say? You were there. I wasn't there. I would be repeating it second or third hand. I believe what you said, Mike, was that Tara said to the prospect that, well, you say it if you can.
What I said to the prospect?
Well, Mike told me what you said, and you said something like, and we have this golden ticket. You said, I didn't even give it to anybody last year. I got 1. I didn't even give it, and Mike is willing to give this golden ticket to you.
Oh yeah, the guy's super excited. That guy's.
Mike said the guy was like, what? Like he
Yeah.
Visible reaction. Like it was good. It was really good.
Very good.
And and you can do that, and then you can say, and I have 3 other ones too. Like, you know, I mean, I would be like, well, I guess that's not good because we want them to enroll people, but I'm trying to think. I like that language a lot. What Tara said, that we had one of these last year and we never even used them before.
But I think you're a person that deserves a golden ticket, and then you say, you know what, you use this, you fly, you meet the requirements, and you can qualify to give them to some of your people down the road. Like,
yeah, to get them. And then I think that the strategy here, what I would recommend, and I know I'm going to do, is start connecting today to the doTERRA and Young Living people, just organically, loving their posts, asking them questions about essential oils, and building a relationship, LinkedIn. And then once we have the oils, say, hey, you might have heard, the rumor's true, Isogenics has essential oils, and I have this ticket. So, and just tell them, listen, I have this ticket that really is a game changer for the comp plan. I would love to get you on the phone and potentially, you know, bring you on to utilize it. I mean, I would say it much smoother than that, but I think that's the strategy going forward for me.
well, I think that's really smart, Sandra. And at that point, you'll have a sense of them. You'll have a sense from their posts. You'll have a sense from their communications. You'll have a sense of, are they somebody that is going to do it or not? Like, and you know, maybe somebody that you want to have that 12-month ticket conversation with versus 6 months. I mean, you'll know at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask for just some clarification, but I love that, Sandra. I think that's really a great approach, especially connecting now before it comes out, before we release it. Can you explain just some clarification with the deadline? So June 11th and then May 31st. So May 31st, we have until to have the application submitted, or like, how does that work?
So this is a year-long program. So you have a year to qualify as a sponsor.
Oh, okay.
Or they have a year to come in. So if you don't find your big fish until May 1st of next year, they can still get in, but they're going to have to work their
Got
butt.
So the May 31st deadline is to qualify for for people to hit 2-star and qualify with the 2 weeks of executive. But then it's not like a use it or lose it situation with the tickets after you qualify.
It is a use it or lose it. This is a 1-year program.
Okay, so then explain to me when you have to use, what's the deadline to use it then?
Well, they have to have They have to have enrolled, and I would think, and they have to enroll by in the time period and have met the qualification so that they can submit their application before May 31st, 2019.
Okay, that's good.
But, and you have to qualify as their sponsor before they submit their application.
Got it. And as long as it's by then you still have the time after to use it.
That's my understanding.
Okay. Thank you so much. I just wanted to make sure I understood the dates.
Anybody else? There is, everybody knows, I mean, this is, I said this was a high level call. There's a lot going on. There is no such thing as a stupid question. So if I didn't explain it clearly, or you need to see a slide again, I did record the call. I'll post the recording so that you can go back and watch it again. And I will also provide the deck so that you can just kind of review the slides, because they have all the qualifications on them. I will tell you that I don't know that there's anything from corporate right now that's as complete as this slide deck, because this is a result of a lot of conversations and back and forth communications, and even a clarification an hour ago on the phone with John. So at which point I said, your flyer's wrong. Big surprise if anybody knows me, for me, those words to come out of my mouth, right? Your flyer's wrong. He's like, yeah, I thank you for noticing that, and we're working on fixing it. So there is nothing that's like, if you see conflicting information, always question it. But I would say right now that the information that I've provided is pretty current. And correct as much as, I mean, really, I have everything that I put up there. I have the answers, the clarifications from them in writing. So, well, they could change their mind, but I don't think so. I think we're in good shape.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hey, Don. As far as choosing the, which one you go with, the 2 12 months or the 4 6 months, or I guess that's a question. I don't really understand how to decide which of the 3 options I would choose.
I would say, unless you're dealing with somebody who, I mean, it could go any, there is no hard and fast rule, right? This is going to be a very organic process. If your sense is, I mean, you're going to want to talk to them about it going in, or maybe even make it the more of a, what's the word, incentive, right? Say, listen, I can gift you a 6-month golden ticket or a 12-month golden ticket. If you, what I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to waste, bad word, but I'm not going to want to waste one of my 12-month tickets on you if you're not going to do the do. So if you do and lay out your expectation, whatever it is, if you hit executive in 30 days, like whatever you want to see them do to know that it's worth giving them a 12-month ticket, then you make that decision. Otherwise, I would say that you probably wouldn't need to promise out a 12-month ticket unless you're working with somebody who has some pretty good experience with compensation plans and network marketing. If you're dealing with somebody who's dabbled in doTERRA and just done like some hobby network marketing, they probably would not necessarily understand or necessarily know enough to know that the 6-month would be maybe not enough time for them to really get going, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a judgment call. It's going to be totally up to you. But at the end of the day, I would lean more towards, I'm just going to talk about the 6-month one and hope that I have enough people, right, that I can keep putting that in front of with confidence that I'll have enough to work with. The flip side of that, and I was just thinking about it, throw that out there. You get somebody and hopefully they'll renew this program next year, but you get somebody that you offer the 12-month to, and then you can be able to going forward, let's say next year, tell somebody how much extra money that person made because they were in your golden ticket program for a year. That would be pretty significant as well, right? And But there's a, I'm not monitoring the chat. So if there's anybody that has a question or needs to chime in, I haven't been watching. Sandra, if you want to look and see if there's anybody that needs anything. Yeah, and I saw the last thing. I'm not sure about Young Living either. I haven't looked at their compensation plan, but I'm pretty sure that doTERRA is just volume and levels, like a lot of the product, a lot of the other product companies.
I have a friend at doTERRA. I'm gonna I'll ask her a little bit, and I'll let you guys know what their comp plan looks like.
Awesome. And Tara, where do you get your oils from?
Young Living.
Yeah, I have some Young Living hookups too. I can reach out to.
Yeah, let's just get a copy of their comp plan and I'll take a look at it, and then we should all take a look at it, and we actually should have a call about it and be educated, like, and now. Yeah, so let's try to get that done before celebration, if possible. Sandra, you and I could work on that. If anybody else wants to be involved, you're welcome to join us. How's that for moving that one along?
And I mean, we don't have to only talk to doTERRA and Young. One thing I have heard specifically about those two is that they are very attached to their companies, very similarly to the way we are, you know. So I'm not saying don't attempt it. I'm going to obviously connect with these people too, but you know, people are less connected to things like It Works and companies like that. Just, yes, it's great because we have the essential oils coming in, but I think it's important to reach out to start connecting with all network marketers. And I know for sure those companies like the Lip Sense, those people, Lulu, what are those? Those outfits.
LuLaRoe.
LuLaRoe. Those people, I don't know. I think that those companies might be a little bit easier to leave from what I'm hearing just through conversations and the influencers.
Well, I think that's true, Sandra. I don't want to say we're being short-sighted, but I think that this conversation, we're about to add a significant product line with significant proven industry sales to an existing product line, paired with a compensation plan that's better than any bar none, and throw the golden ticket on top. And then you've got a conversation with, now you've got an even more significant conversation with Advocare people, Plexus people. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely am going to start connecting with these Young Living and doTERRA people, but I think it's important to, I think that it's a no-brainer to compare Isagenix now. Because yeah, like you said, we are adding in a whole new product line. We are a wellness company. The others don't have anything like this. So.
And another thing is that I know Tori used to tell us a website that we could go to. There's some website out there that shows us like the falling and I guess deterioration of certain network marketing companies. So I remember she would tell us like, okay, this company's going under. If you know anybody in this company, reach out to them. I don't know how to get that information. I don't know if anyone on this call knows of any company.
Who knows that information always, who's always ahead of the curve on that one is Max Steingart.
Is he?
Yeah, he always knows. He's got his ear to the ground. He knows.
Yeah, it'd just be nice to know, because then you could reach out to those people, because like, you know, then you know that they're going to be looking for something.
And they can bring their entire team.
Yeah.
They don't have to convince anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They can easily get that ticket.
Yeah, that's an easier, it's someone that is in network marketing of a company. I like Miriam. Are they still around? Are they going? I've heard before that they're going, but I still saw people talking about them. So I don't know if they're still around.
Well, I haven't heard a lot about Nerium lately. New Skin is, alive and well, and Arbonne is still around for sure. And then there's what's the other? Oh, Rodan and Fields, obviously. Or probably, is there another skin? They're probably the big three, right? for skincare?
Yeah, and unique.
Unique, yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Anybody? Anything we've missed? Any other strategies that you can think of that we didn't talk about? Okay. And then I'm gonna
I have one, and I apologize. I was kind of in and out if this was already answered. So I thought that, and correct me if I'm wrong, we're not supposed to be letting other people know that that Isogenics is going to have this line until it's actually out. Is that correct?
Well, I believe the mandate was be selective in who you're discussing this with even on your team. Like no public postings, no, hey, we've got essential oils coming, nothing like that. Right?
That's what I thought. Okay.
So be discreet was the mandate.
Right. So that means for sure we shouldn't be, when we're talking to these other people, we should not be saying. So to me, that seems a little sneaky though, because we do know that it's coming out, and so it has to be genuine, the conversations that we're having.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Connecting, it's all connecting, right? What Sandra was saying. Anybody else? Last call. Going. Okay. As soon as, if nobody has any questions, I'm going to wrap it up. And then as soon as I get it, probably tomorrow, I'll post it in DAR. Sandra, you can grab it and get it out to your people. Okay. I'm excited. This is it's really huge that they have changed the rules that that 2 stars, the way they made the qualification process, that we have so many other people now that are going to be able to offer the golden ticket, and the way they've structured it so we don't have to waste it on people who don't perform. Like they have to prove, both sides, huge win for all of us, I think.
John, really quick, do you know if they're going to do another call on this? Like, do you know if they will have another call? Because, I mean, the leadership one, I mean, there wasn't much information. He kind of went through it quick. You think?
He did not mention anything about doing another call when I talked to him, any of the times I talked to him. He didn't say, well, we'll cover that in an upcoming call. He didn't say that ever.
Okay.
So I don't, maybe, but I raised a lot of questions, like as a result of not only his presentation, but the flyer. And so hopefully he'll, just by the fact that it took so many conversations between he and I for me to get clarity. I would hope that he would know that other people would be also confused. But I don't know.
I mean, I just ask because, like, between now and next May, a lot of people will become 2 stars that don't have a team like ours, that they won't know about this. So I'm just curious if they're going to do some kind of.
Yeah, somebody said, is it in contests and promotions? And I said, I don't.
Never knew. I mean, I heard about it last Top Achievers, and I never really knew much about it. So I didn't even use mine or even think to use it. But I said, that's all I mean, I was just curious if they're going to have some kind of video that explains it better.
Well, hashtag one team, right, Sandra? So we're going to stay on top of it. And as soon as you get information from any of the GMs of the other countries, we'll pool that knowledge, and we will, share with other leaders, share what we know, and hopefully it'll get out as much as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Dawn, can you give me a call sometime this evening? Because Trevor wants to enroll tomorrow, I believe, so we need to just talk about that.
Okay, you got it.
Dawn, I sent you the Young Living compensation plan just now.
Thank you, Tiffany.
You're
Now,
welcome.
do you have somebody that you're close to that you could
She's
get?
on my Isogenics team, but she's my Young Living rep, yeah.
So what I would, and Carrie said we could Google, which I agree, but I would like to hear somebody's personal experience. Like, okay, this is your compensation plan. So how hard is it to hit this level? How hard is it to hit this volume number? How hard is it to, like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be, it would be helpful to know somebody and have that conversation.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for
You're
sending.
welcome.
Okay, wrapping it up. Mike, I'll call you as soon as we're done. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dawn.
John.
Thank you.